What's up, everyone? Today we're going to look at some options that expired, and we'll see how those played out. Today's August 15th, 2025. I had some options going on, so let's just click on this. It says your open option positions will appear here. So right now, today is the expiration date for all of those. That's why they're not showing up. So I'll click on that, and right away their user interface, I think they switched it up, so I'm going to familiarize myself with this new one. But right here you can see the past week I made about 50 bucks in options. Past month, 143 bucks. Past 3 months is down, but overall year to date still positive, so that's good. You can see realize profit and loss for past week, past month up 116, 3 months 170. And for 2025, I made over $1,000 in options contracts. That's either people paying me the premium for me to hold on to the risk of going into those option contracts, or doing some credit spreads and stuff like that. Okay, so recently, let's see here. We can see in August, you can ignore those two canceled orders. I don't really need to look at those anymore. Let's see, I made $35 for selling YMAG, $16 put. And then we see a ULTY $6 put assignment. They debited me $600 so that I could buy 100 shares of that ETF at $6 each. And if we scroll up, here's some pending stuff going on. We have a YMAG put assignment, so that's pending. So that put to me where I was forced to buy YMAG at the $16 strike price. So I have to buy 100 shares of that. Same thing with this ULTY $6 put assignment. Going to buy however many puts there were of that. Sorry, not the put, but buy the underlying ETF for 100 shares each. And then those other three top ones, expired, worthless, so I don't have to buy that. YMAX expired, worthless, I don't have to buy that. And pay expired, worthless, so I don't have to pay that. But these ones that were assigned, we can take a look. Let's talk about ULTY. So I had 7 contracts out for that at the $6 strike price. So what happened was that ETF dipped below $6. So that forced me to buy ULTY at $6 each. So you can see here, number of contracts. And there was another one. One of them went through last night, and then the rest of the 6 went through. So 7 contracts altogether. You can see price expiration was $5.90. Because that's below $6. That triggers my assignment where I have to buy that. So that cost me $3,600 to buy 600 shares. And so I bought those, and if you think about it, if you had just bought this ETF when the price was lower and then sold it later, if you bought it at $5.90 right now, you wouldn't be buying it at the $6 strike price, and so you missed out on that spread of 10 cents between $5.90 and $6. So you might be thinking, oh, you know, I lost money on this deal, which on the surface at this, if you strictly look at that, I did. But if you look at the history of me putting in these sell puts each month and you add up the premium I got for that, overall, I actually was ahead about $15 all in. I looked back and added everything up. So I was ahead $15 on this, and I wanted to get into this anyway, which is why I had that strike price so close to what the actual underlying price would be. So we're going to turn around, and now that I own 700 shares of this ETF, I'm going to turn around and start selling calls on it and start collecting premium. And let's say the strike price, you know, let's say it moves against me, then someone will call away those shares, and that's okay because I was selling calls on that, collecting premium, and you know, that's the strategy I have going on for that. So we'll click back. Let's see here. Looks like they assigned to me YMAG. So we got 2 contracts of that. It expired at $15.62, which is below $16. That's why it triggered and forced me to buy that. That's $3,200. Okay. So now that I own these shares, and it'll all be settled by Monday, but I might be able to put in orders right now. Let's try it. So let's click on View YMAG. Okay. So I own 200 shares and some change. We'll click Trade. Trade Options. Obviously can't do anything today because this is expiration date. I can't be selling contracts. So we'll go out a month to September. You can see current share price is at $15.62. And I'm looking to sell a call. And that'll show us these option chains right here. Okay, so $15.62. We can look at, go above that, say the $17 call. Let's just check that out. 0 volume, 0 interest. I don't think we'll get anyone out there thinking that YMAG is gonna go above the $17. Let's try $16. That's more reasonable. Here we have some volume. Here we have some open interest. The range is between $0 and $20. So we could try it. We could try selling some calls on this. So click sell. 2 contracts. Let's go for sky's the limit. Let's go for 20 cents each. And you can see this chart. We're at $15.62 right now. If the price dropped a lot, we'd make $40 no matter what. If it went up to $16, we'd still make $40. And if it keeps rising against us, then we would make nothing at $16.20. And then we just keep on losing out on growth opportunity if it just skyrocketed in price and stuff like that. Max profits $40. Let's click review. Not enough shares. Okay. So the reason it's saying that is because today is the expiration date. The things aren't settled yet. So we're going to have to wait until Monday to sell some calls on our YMAG and our ULTY options. So that's okay. We'll click dismiss. So we'll just keep that in mind. We'll come back to it next time. Yeah, so all those still pending. I might be able to do sell a call on one of these put assignments. I mean, we can try view ULTY, trade options, go up to September. We're under sell and call. Let's try $7. Is anyone doing anything there? Yeah, maybe. Volumes 1, open interest 824. Let's try to sell something. And there it is. So this must be the one that went through last night. And so I do own 100 shares. By Monday, I'll own an additional 600 shares. So we'll click one contract, which is equal to 100 shares. Limit price. Looks like I'm forced to do 5 cents each. We'll click review. Alright, so selling ULTY, $7 call, 5 cents each. I'll receive about $5 for doing that. My collateral is 100 ULTY. So it says I'm agreeing to sell 100 shares of ULTY for $7 each before or on September 19th. If I'm not asked to sell ULTY by then, I'll keep my collateral and the full $5 credit. And we'll try it. It's I think the default is good for day. So if this is going to be queued up for Monday, and if it doesn't go through on Monday, then I'll have to reset this up again. Swipe up to submit. All right, so it's queued, market open for Monday. And that's how you do that. And by Monday, all these other options will settle. And I'm sure the profit and loss will be updated as well. And then we can see pending order, $7 call, selling that to open. And we'll find out more Monday on how all that will go. Buying power has increased because some money that was held ready to buy some shares was now released because they expired worthless. So that's why the buying power went up. And that little warning triangle for margin risk went away. So thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a like. Consider subscribing. And I'll see you on Monday.